Hi, I'm Pete Mosley, business editor of Craft and Design magazine, with a video called What's in Your Customer's Mind? This year I've been involved in a number of really exciting professional development programs for artists and makers, delivering key aspects of Crafts Council's Hothouse programme, sessions for the London Creative Network, and a series of workshops for Staffordshire University's Creative Futures MA students. I'd like to share a technique that I've tried and tested in all of these contexts because it gets fantastic results and it really seems to give makers a fresh insight into how they can communicate with their customers. We often base our marketing activity on what seems to work well for others, instead of really thinking through what might be best for ourselves. Often because it's hard to know where to begin. This is one of those tricky areas where unique solutions are hard to find. The technique I'm about to describe is a great idea for generating fresh thinking. It should help you focus your marketing efforts more effectively. It's really important not to fall into the trap of thinking that you must employ every single marketing technique in the book. Often a few well-chosen activities work better than blasting stuff around in all directions. So I'm going to lead you through a thought experiment. You'll need a large sheet of paper, some post-its and some marker pens. This is also the sort of thought experiment that works well when you do it with another person who's trying to solve the same set of problems. So if you can find a buddy who's willing to sit down with you for a couple of hours and try this out, you'll probably both benefit. The technique's called customer empathy mapping. Simply put, you're trying to get into the mind of your customer and look at the world through her eyes. If you have more than one stream of income, for example, you make work to sell and you run skills-based workshops, you'll probably need to do this exercise twice, once for each income stream. Here's how it works. Think of a typical customer, write down a brief description of them if you can, and then for the duration of this experiment, imagine that you're that person. Let's create a scenario to work with. Imagine that you've just decided you want a piece of contemporary craft for your home or office. Step one is thinking and feeling. What are you thinking and feeling? Start writing down the thoughts that come to mind. What will it be made of? Do I want textile, ceramic, glass, or a print maybe? What size, colour, shape and form? How and where do I want to display it? Who do I know that might be able to help me or give me advice? Where have I bought something like this before? Step two, looking and seeing. Where will you be looking to solve your problem? What might you see that will influence your decision? You might be looking at magazines, browsing online for information, seeing things in other people's houses, walking past shop windows. And are you the sort of person that looks at YouTube as a source of inspiration? You might also be looking at things like Facebook and Pinterest. Step three, saying and doing. Who will you be talking to about your dilemma? And how will you verbalise your requirements? Will you be asking for advice or comparing notes with a friend? Where will you be going? To shops, to galleries, to high street stores? What will you do there? Step four, hearing. What will you hear that might influence your decision? If you're a non-visual person, this might be crucial. What role will other people's opinions and advice play in helping you make a decision? Do you listen to local radio? Would you pay attention to that? Do you listen to podcasts or recordings of radio shows? Step five, pain. What's the problem you're trying to solve? What's the pain or discomfort that needs to be alleviated? Is it a sense of something being incomplete? Are you replacing something that was broken? Have you recently moved house or redecorated and need to remodel a room? Step six, gain. What will you gain from solving the problem and how will you know when it's sorted? What will the maker provide you with? One thing or many things? What will leave you feeling satisfied or that the problem has been solved? So, how is all of this useful to you as the maker? Everyone has a different balance of learning styles. Marketing has to appeal across these different styles. That's why video, for example, is so powerful. By attempting to see the world through your customer's eyes, by empathizing with them, it's easier to see what you need to do in order to connect with them effectively. If you want to find out more about this technique, the customer empathy map first appeared in the book Business Model Generation, a handbook for visionaries, game changers and challengers by Alexander Osterwalder and Yves Pigneur, and it was published in 2010. If you do a Google image search for customer empathy map, you'll come across templates for completing the exercise, plus loads of examples of templates that have already been filled in for all sorts of different businesses. Don't be tempted to shortcut the process by pinching someone else's solution. It may seem like a painstaking thing to do, but the effort of doing it yourself is well worthwhile for the insights it will give you. There's more on this subject in other videos in this series. Thanks for listening.